Welcome everybody to the first installment of Ethical Hacking with Kali Linux. Today we're gonna just take it real simple with setting up the virtual machine on VirtualBox. These labs are designed to be, self-contained, real simple, and we're gonna go over, all the basics for setting up a virtual machine on VirtualBox. If you're comfortable with other hypervisors, that's completely fine. But again, I like open source, it's free, and you don't have to worry about licensing and things of that nature with VirtualBox. So first thing you want to do is go over to kali.org and go ahead and select the image type that you want to download on the platform. Also the host, if you're running anything other than Windows, that's absolutely fine. I'm running Windows, but again, that's pretty much up to you as well, and make sure to download the VirtualBox extension pack over here on the right hand side. You don't want to go back and have to do that later. And once your file is downloaded, go ahead and you can extract that. I like to use my D drive. I don't use the C drive for virtual machines. We'll go over that again a little bit later. But once you get that on your destination folder, go ahead and extract that. The next thing you want to do is open up your task manager. Right click on the taskbar, go to task manager, look at performance, the second button there on the left, and you want to make sure that virtualization is enabled. If it's not enabled, that's something that you need to do in your computer BIOS. So to install, you want to run it as administrator. So right click, run as administrator. And this is a typical software setup. So bear with me. I know a lot of this is basic, but I do want to show you some things along the way. Just accept the license agreement. The custom setup, you can just leave that alone. I really don't touch anything here for the most part, but you can see the destination location for the application itself for a VirtualBox is my C drive. That's totally fine. Nothing will happen to your network. That's okay. Don't worry about the dependencies. Yes. You're going to create your shortcuts on the menu, and your install is ready to go. And real quick, the reason I use my D drive is because, once you start collecting images and setting up 2 or 3 virtual machines, it's going to eat up all your space on your C drive, and you don't want to do that. So your install is done. You can hit finish there. Again, just a quick example of what my D drive looks like and how I like to run my VMs. So once everything is up and running, you're going to go to machine, open. It's not an import, it's an open. Go to the directory where you have your extracted file, and you're going to see one. I mean, this looks different because I've already taken snapshots and things, but you're going to see just one file there, your VDI, and go ahead and just double click on that, and that should load up the VM right away for you. Here you can see on the right hand side, you're going to see all the details for the settings. You can right click, or you can just click on the gear and look at the settings that you have. You want to increase your RAM to at least 4 gigs. With Linux, you can run a lot less resources with Linux, but I'm sure everyone has plenty of RAM today, so you can try to stick with 4 gigs of RAM. The other settings are pretty much default is fine. The video, the processors, I would go to at least 4 processors as well if you can spare it. If not, it'll be totally fine as well. But that's pretty much all I changed. The video defaults to 128 megabyte, which is perfectly fine as well. So again, you just want to stick with 4 gigs of RAM and 4 CPUs if you can. You want to make sure your file is attached under storage as SATA. You can see basically it attaches the VDI file. And then again, after here, this is more personal preferences of your audio inputs. Your network should also default to NAT as well. So again, this is all default. I'm not changing anything. And this is what's going to give you your internet access right away. Serial ports, it's totally fine. USB is totally fine. If you have issues with that along the way, just come back here and change it to your settings, your preferences. But default pretty much works well for me. And you can go ahead and start up your VM. And if you've given it enough resources, it shouldn't take very long. The default username and password is Kali. That's also mentioned on the download page. So it's Kali and Kali for username and password. Super easy. And here you want to, the next thing we do once your desktop is up and running, you'll see that you'll have internet access. You can explore your toolbar there. Go ahead and open up your command prompt, your terminal, and just run your updates, your first set of updates. So we've got sudo apt-get update. Enter again the password for Kali, and let that run. This is gonna take a little while. I'm not gonna watch the video on the whole entire time. That's gonna take a while. But just let this run. You may have to run it a couple times, things of that nature. But this is basically just getting you up and running on your first install, your first setup. Also, I just wanted to note, I didn't get this, but you do want to install the extension pack, and just go ahead and right click on the file and open it. That can't be done from the VMware, from the VirtualBox console. Can't do it from it inside the VirtualBox console. So just right click on the file that you downloaded and open with, and the open with will be obviously VirtualBox, and the extension pack will install. If you don't install the extension pack, you're going to see some limitations along the way, and that's fine. You can always install the extension pack later. And the last thing you want to do is take a snapshot. Once you're done, go ahead, machine, and take a snapshot. Give it a descriptive name, maybe Kali clean install version 1 with updates, something like that. So that if you have any problems down the line, you can always go back and start from scratch with this first snapshot that you're taking, and you don't have to go back and start over again. So snapshots are real cool, and you may want to get into using that. So this is real simple. I know it might be a little too easy for some people, but my book on Amazon is geared for beginners who want to get into ethical hacking, cybersecurity, and particularly Kali Linux. because of all the tools that this distribution comes with. And stay tuned because we'll be coming up with more videos and getting a little more advanced and deeper into the tools as we go along. Thanks again for watching, and check out the link in the description. That'll take you to the Amazon book if you want to go deeper into it today. Thank you.